What's up, legends? Welcome to the Demo Cast. My name's Jack. Here with my co-host Alex. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just keep it on. Sorry, man. I'm already ruined.
Already out of it.
Oh, man. I had a full spell in my head then to call you Jackson because the bank called you Jackson to me, and I was like, who the fuck is this man? Yeah. And I was going to say it, but it took us I'm crying. It took us 5 minutes to get some silence in the room, and then that ruined me before I could lead up to that joke.
Nice.
Heaps going on, man. Heaps going on is where this is leading. We're back in serious. I've
had such a shit week. I've been so sick.
I had no idea where to start.
It's been horrible.
Yeah, there's some shit going around, man. I think I gave it to you. So you're welcome. Don't say I don't give you anything. But yeah, no, it's all been happening. You've been out a little bit, so we've been a bit back and forth on the pod. Because you were crook as
all weekend
on our normal recording day.
Yeah.
And then outs have come out a little bit crossed up, but also this is our time schedule. We'll do what we want.
Deal with it.
Snap. We'll do what we want. Love the support for Sleeper. Stop asking for discounts. You don't fucking get one. I'm just putting it out like
my mum
that.
doesn't even get a discount.
Mate, if I had a mum, she wouldn't get a discount either. If you aren't in a situation to support, appreciate just a thumbs up and then walk away. Let's move on.
On that though, we're still kind of sorting out some stuff on the back end of Sleeper because we have people that genuinely want to buy stuff, not just want to hit us up for free stuff.
Yeah. Fuck them. Cunts. Jack's dragging his heels.
Well,
It's both of us
essentially.
But they called Jack out by name and just left me alone. So,
just sorting out bank accounts and a few other bits and pieces in the back end so that we can actually be operational.
Yeah. But we have everything. We've got stocks in.
Yep.
We pretty much have enough pre-orders already to run another jumper run.
Pretty much, yeah. We just got to get them actually. Once the website's live and that all happens, but we have enough interest that we should be able to run it.
But all shirts are ready to launch. They're ready to ship immediately once orders start to come in for that. Yeah. So
we're basically just waiting on the bank account to be set up.
Yeah. Which is, to be fair, a lot on our side of sick and busy and all sorts of stuff with that.
Yeah. But also, I think probably just because it's a partnership bank account, it's been a bit more complicated. Yeah. Because whenever I've set up like business bank accounts in the past, it's been simple as. I think just because it's obviously a partnership, so it's a bit more complicated.
My Oxen account was over the phone immediately, so.
Yeah, my demo bank account I did online, had it the next day.
Yeah, it's good to go. But so once that's up, you'll see us posting some shit. But we did get some really good product photos.
Yeah.
So that was sweet.
Starting to drip feed a little bit of stuff on the socials and all that kind of stuff. But we will do like a proper announcement on everything when we're actually ready to start taking orders. But
keen as. On that, let's kick off. I've got some questions. Just because there's been a few things on my mind lately, so I thought I'd bounce it off you and then in turn bounce it off everyone. Oh,
hold on. Nice. You're looking very Ned Flanders with that mustache.
Thank you. Thank you. I normally get Nigel Thornberry, but I'll take smashing.
Smashing. If I could have remembered his name, I probably would have said it.
Oh, for those that aren't watching the video, Jack and I are both crying right now. Oh my Lord.
What I was saying.
Please get us back. That bitch tasty.
Because this is kind of not your very first go around, but your first go around with a public facing business.
Correct. Yeah. Because my last was all private.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're right. So I've never had a business that I have had a customer. It's a weird one. And I've never had, it's never been public facing. It's also never been self-funded.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's another odd one for this, Which is weird because the price entry of both of these are significantly different, yet I feel more nervous about Sleeper's launch than what I did about Oxen. Yeah, massively different. Where, I mean, like, you see me with Oxen, I was fucking cheering for that,
chilling.
but also, like, it was very move in silence for it as well.
Yeah.
But where, this is a lot more public facing.
And it feels... it feels a lot more personal, like when you have that.
Yeah.
And just even though all of the feedback that we've gotten so far has all been terrific, like everyone's stoked for it, the fear of getting any like negative comments or kind of negative feedback from it, I think kind of pulls you up a little bit more when it is... Because that it's very personal when you get those like that negative feedback.
Yeah, it's very personal in the sense of like you and I have stayed up late designing these things. We've been fucking sorting through colors, different literally different fabrics, different builds, different fits, different everything for it to get to a point where we're like, this is now the premium product. This is now the thing we want to launch. This is what we want to put our name to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even to the point of washing different clothes to see if this shrinks like this one does, if this is going to do the same thing. The amount of times I've put a shirt on and lifted my fucking arms above my head and then did the little belly check for things. Yeah, massive.
And there's been months in that. Like there's been at least 6 months since we got our first samples. At least. At
proper.
least.
Yeah.
Probably 9 months.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. And then even in that, there was contacting brands before we got our first samples and stuff like that. And then like even logo designs and stuff like that. Like, so much in there. And just little iterations in it too, like that make it more personal. The fact of like where our tags sit, how our tags sit and stuff like that. All of that stuff. And those little accents to things like that make it very personal in that sense as well. I see like the personal aspect brings me some fear in that sense of I get like I'm defensive of it immediately. I'm already defensive of something that people haven't had the chance to experience yet. And I handle defensiveness, if that's a word. I handle it less than desirable. Fuck, I can see you smiling immediately to me. Because that's my default, because ultimately I have wanted to put out something that it is a top shelf thing. So if someone were to go, that's not this, then fucking show me what. And so immediately I'm like, then show me what is. Yeah. But ultimately that like you're gonna get those people regardless because people want this beautiful thing for a lower price or something, and they have expectations, they have a fucking entitlement, they have all sorts of stuff. So you're going to get that regardless, and I need to check myself on that, and arguably need to not monitor our social accounts. But so I get like a little bit of a fear in that. And that's dwindling, in especially the more I wear it now, the more that I get to continuously stress this, because I abuse these things. I use them as work shirts as well now, like because I want to tear the fuck out of it, to say like so more so I can be like, what are you going to do in it? I want to wear it for the gym. I'm going to do this. I do like a powerlifting thing, so I'm going to have like a bar sit on my chest or on my back, and like it gets abrasive. Sweet, it'll handle it. It'll run through that, no worries.
I think we were very intentional about wanting it to be a premium product as well, which is why I pull you up every time you say merch, because it's not merch. It's not like just some random cheap T-shirt that we've found and slapped a logo on.
Absolutely.
Like we were very intentional about making it like a premium thing, and we put a lot of work into that as well.
So for like a weird little like slightly insight for that, going from where things sort of started at like the cost per shirt and stuff like that to what it is now, you could have bought and sold the shirt with profit originally for less than what we like go in at just the basic cost for our shit at. And so like that was sank in it there, and why I'm glad that like I get to do this with you in it, is that we want a premium product. Don't so much care on the back end of like making this like fucking $1 shirt to sell it for $50. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
and
of course it's going to come with a premium
price,
a premium price
absolutely.
tag.
Yeah,
but and we had this conversation today before this. It's like, sweet, if you want a $10 shirt, go to Kmart.
Yeah, for
They've
sure.
got heaps of them,
and there's nothing wrong with this.
For
go
sure.
For it. Yeah.
But like that's not the target audience we're trying to hit. We're
Absolutely
trying to hit people that want premium stuff and they want good stuff to go to the gym with, and they want it to last, and they all of these things. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I do understand what you mean. Where there's like, we know that we've put the work into developing it, but there's a little bit of a trust fall with like, is the customer going to understand that when they see pricing, for example, and not that they're going to be ridiculously priced, but they're also not going to be cheap.
No.
So I think there is a little bit of a trust fall there, and I think the consumer has to trust us as well a little bit that like we have actually put in the work and it genuinely is a good product.
Yeah.
Especially as we're launching.
Yeah.
I think there is a little bit of a trust fall there where like, even though we know we've put in the work, is the consumer going to understand that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, very much so. And like completely agree, which is why like when the first iterations of these come out, why we handed them out to people and said, go abuse the fuck out of these shirts. Like break the shirt. We want to know where it fails.
Yeah.
Which was a great thing. And got that information back and then went back to the drawing board for things and so on from that. But on something that you just said before, is that we can't have this product at a lower price, and that's just what it is. Like that's because it runs a cost to do it, man. That's you get what you pay for with everything.
Yeah.
So again, go get that lower price if that's what you want and what you want to facilitate. Then go for it.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of confidence to stand up for yourself and say that as well. Like it definitely takes confidence to be like, well, my product is premium and I know that it's premium.
Yeah. Which is why I love wearing like the jumpers, the shirts, all of that. I love stress testing myself, and because that builds confidence in me of like, I can flog it, bring it home, throw the bitch in the dryer and do absolutely all sorts with it, and it's still feel the same.
Yeah.
Go through and then sweet. So then I build the confidence then to be like, oh, you don't like the price point of it? Okay, fair enough.
That's fine.
Yeah. Then continue on with what you're wearing, and I'll continue with what I'm wearing, and so on. And I want, I guess I want the confidence in the wearer as well. I want people to get it and be like, I fucking see what they mean here. I see what this is, which is why I'm super adamant about with these cards. Again, like even how we bag them, we want them bagged fucking premium. There's a card that goes out with it, that has a like take photos and tags in it, because I want to show off like the wearers of it as well. I want to be proud in the people wearing it as they are to take a photo in it. Like that's I love that, instead of this just like it is what it is type thing. You've got it now, the sale's done. Fuck that. Keep wearing the shit. Like show me and I'ma post it, because I'ma then show you off to be like, look, these people know what's up.
And that in turn builds a bit of trust as well. Like once that cycle starts happening and you kind of have that like that social proof, you know what I mean, where there's other people that are like enjoying and using the product, then when you're like bringing in new customers, when you have that social proof, and when like if we have hundreds of tagged posts on our Instagram, then like there is that proof there that this is genuinely a good product and people enjoy it.
Yeah, and I like that interaction with it as well.
For sure.
Because then again, you got a new line coming out, you want it stress tested. Sweet, you have your audience to stress. 100%. I got 10 shirts coming out. I got 10 trackies are coming out. For example, Who wants one? I need some stress test. You get a free you get your free trackies for it. Just abuse the shit out of them and give me your feedback.
Yeah.
Sweet. We got people there. You got your audience. You got your wearer. And that's what I want. I don't care for it to be the biggest thing in the fucking world. I care for it to be performing exactly how we want it to perform.
Yeah, for sure.
But on that, fuck, they taste so good, but damn, they
make you burp.
They rev me up. I noticed that, and I had this with Oxen as well. So it was a familiar fear. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we mentioned this. We're going to talk on business fears today. Not sure if we mentioned that.
It'll be the title.
Yeah. Read the description. But is that I had, and I'm going to use the word greed, though greed has a negative connotation to it because I guess it's very associated with money or like have a monetary value.
Yeah.
But I had a success greed, not because I wanted it to grow, but a greed that I wanted it to succeed under its own steam. I wanted it to be perpetual for itself.
Yeah.
And so that gave me this weird sort of like grip on it where it was hard to release, hard to let go of that, like let it just sort of move a little bit.
And when you do have like little ups and downs, you kind of cling onto it a little harder.
Which is the opposite to the perpetual that I wanted. I wanted it to move under its own steam, but had this like fear of that it wouldn't do well enough without me because I had this sort of like micromanaging greed to it type thing. I use the word greed because greed to me symbols like it holds like a makes me cringe a little bit. Mm-hmm. So if I use it against myself, then maybe I'll let go of it and sort of like you like talk myself out of it almost. So yeah, I really like. I couldn't allow it to do what I was wanting it to do because I kept holding on to it for that reason exactly. Like I would play it too close to chest and not allow it to flourish in its own sense for it. And I over time I just started to let it go. I started to bring people in to help me with it and so on from that. And like with this one with you at the start, like has helped with that as well because then especially times when I just can't be fucked to deal with something on it. And I'm like, sweet, like Jack will help with that, or like I don't have to stress in that point of it.
Yeah.
Like because it's helpful as fuck going into business with people that do the things well that you don't.
Yeah. Or even just having someone to bear the burden with, basically. I've found has been super good coming because this is the first time I've come into a business with someone.
Is it really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Hell
like
yeah.
my parents helped me out quite a bit with my first business, but that was a bit of a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Where this is the first time that I've actually kind of come in as a partnership. So it's taken a lot of that. I've noticed for me, it's taken a lot of the, I guess, pressure off.
Yeah, okay.
To some degree. Like I don't feel a crazy amount of pressure that like I have to fully bear the burden of this whole thing by myself. Yeah. Which is something that I've definitely felt in other businesses that I've run. So I think it is ideal to have like complementing skills, complementary skills.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Say what you want.
or just skills at complementing.
Yes.
That too. No, but like, skills that complement each other. Like me and you both have very different skills when it comes to the roles that we play in the business. So I think it's good to have that as well as it's just good to have someone to bear the burden with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Which
both the like ups and downs for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And like you see that throughout thing. I feel you and I are getting a lot better at like moving things over to each other as well.
Yeah.
Which is good that we went into two things at the same time and that hold almost zero similarities in like the things that they need to do for one another. Because it's good when you're like, I want this, can't be fucked to do it. And I was like, all right, sweet, I'll do that part. Yeah. And like vice versa to be like, I sort of want this out of it or this is like the vision that I want to go for it. Sweet, that's where we start to head or just even like, so many little things with it. But it's good to have that ability to try and step back a little bit. You don't have to push everything out by yourself.
Yeah. And I think just having that like being able to bounce stuff off of each other, but also like if like I have a week like I've just had where I've been sick and like I fucking can't do anything and like it's just been horrible. Like I had you to fucking sort out podcast clips for us and stuff. Like just, you know, like little shit like that where it's not fully reliant on me. Yeah. Which, basically everything else that I've done has been. It's like purely based on whether I do the thing or not.
Yeah, yeah. Which is fucking stressful.
It's hard.
Hey? Yeah.
Because if you have a shit week, you're just like, then you have, not only do you have a shit week, but then you have a whole week of like beating yourself up about like, I didn't get the shit done.
Yeah, Oxen was very much like that. Yeah. In that if something went down or there was a problem with something, or like an investor wanted to meet up for questions and shit, I had to go. I had to be facing all of the shit all the time. I couldn't just be like, Jack, can you do this one for me? Like, I don't want to be part of this. Yeah. No one could speak the bad news as well. Like, if there was anything bad to report, I had to do that as well. Yeah. Which I feel like you remember that more than the fun times with it.
Yeah, for sure. Which is just a survival instinct.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're heaps more likely to remember negative stuff than we are.
Oh, yeah,
and that's why you can get, with anything, you can have 1,000 wins in business or you can get 1,000 positive comments on fucking whatever, and then you get one, and it's the one that sticks with you. Yeah. Which...
Build 100 bridges.
Yeah. Well, but so, and this is fully a survival instinct. So, like, if you, when we were fucking wild people... If you drank from the same river 1,000 times, but then on the 1,001st time you got chased out by a crocodile, probably not going back to the river, even though you've got proof that it happened. Yeah, you know, 0.1% of the time. In it, yeah. It's like so that's why your brain picks out negative comments and it picks out the losses that you've had.
It's like a fight or flight technique. Yeah, right.
Just fully a survival instinct. Yeah, and that's just how we're geared, and that's why that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to me yelling at people on the internet.
yeah.
On that part, no, not that part, the part before it. What is sick is doing some sort of like business, like when doing business with someone else, is one, doing it with someone that's not afraid to show and teach their skill set across as well, which is fucking mint.
Yeah.
Because I have no desire, I'm going to word this correctly, I have no desire to be an editor.
Yeah.
I do have an interest to learn it, but because I post shitty fucking photos and clips all the time and I can't get you to do my personal stuff for me for free, so I got to learn some shit, right? And you've yelled at me multiple times for doing so. But which is cool, which is why like with the podcast clips and stuff, I'm like, sweet, I'm fucking keen to learn and do like get a base knowledge of it, which is cool. And you're not like a gatekeeper for that. Like some editors we know.
Yeah. But I think this goes for both of us, I think. We're both quite good at like taking criticism from each other as well. Like I know that you can send, like we did the other day with podcast clips and you sent me some stuff and I just sent you a list of like, here's everything that's wrong with it. And I know you're not going to go and fucking cry about it.
No, I could tell you felt risky at the end of that text. Right? And I was like, no, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, and like, I want to be like respectful about it as well. I don't want to be a dickhead, but I was like, sweet, these are the things that we need to work on, and you're like, dope, and fucking got to sort it out.
Yeah.
Like,
but like, I'm very like the facts like that. I did not give a fuck about the pleasantries. I wanted to know the dot points. Yeah, and then that's it.
Which is literally the text I sent you, and that's was sweet. In dot points.
And that's just how my brain works. I don't care if a pleasantry. If there's any point that I'm like, I'm not happy with that, I'll say exactly that line to it. Other than that, let's fuck go. Yeah, got a job to do. Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, I think that's something that's super important is that, like having a business partner that like, I think that you can like trust. Yeah. And that you can like openly criticize.
Yeah, for sure.
And not like in a way that I think, like I feel like that sounds so negative.
No.
But like, I guess with constructive criticism, because like if we just sit here all day criticizing every action that each other does, that's also not going to be productive.
It can still be, it can be daunting, but I remember my first one, not probably, I'll say the first one. I remember one with you that I had back and forth and it was so fucking small that I was like, I sort of want to let it go because, again, I didn't want to come across as a dick, but I was like, I sort of want it changed. And it was the black S on the black background. And I was like, can you make it just the slightest bit lighter?
Yeah.
And like, again, but did fucking love it. Man, move forwards with it, carry on. But when I was like typing that message up, I even said to Sarah, I was like, I feel nervous about sending it too. But like, sweet, moved on.
Yeah.
And
we got it sorted out.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Give me some, because we're being very on sleeper for this, and like, give us some other, like, and it's fine to still revolve around sleeper. That doesn't matter because
we've been
insert
pretty
well.
We've pretty well been following my notes anyway, to be fair. So yeah. One of my dot points here is like being overwhelmed with responsibility. So I think that's super important that you have someone to bear the burden with. That doesn't always necessarily make sense in every business model or every circumstance. But yeah, I can definitely see the value in like going into it with someone, but it needs to be someone that you can trust.
Yeah.
It needs to be someone that you can be like openly critical with.
Yeah.
In a positive, constructive way. I think it's important for them to have complementary skills to yours. Like it would be useless if both of us had the exact same skill set.
Yeah.
And
we both go and talk to people.
Yeah.
Sorry, I derailed just so hard.
Yeah, which is where like your part of this is going to thrive, where you're going to be interacting with people in the gym more than I do. And like we needed my skill set to design a logo. We need my skill set to like start a website.
Yeah.
I steered quite a bit of the back end stuff just because I had done it before with like getting bank accounts set up and getting ABNs and like just because that's all stuff I'm familiar with.
And I was full comfortable just being like, Jack's got it.
Yeah.
You'll tell me if I need to intervene for anything.
Yeah.
Till then.
And I was fully comfortable as well when you were going to suppliers and going, these are the shirts I want to do. I was like, sweat, you know what you want for out of the product. I'll be here for input when you need it. But like I had full trust that you were going to pick the right suppliers, the right blanks, the right.
You know what's interesting? Literally what we're just talking about. I didn't even pay attention to that.
I was quite hands off for quite a lot of like the product development, to be fair.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
There was a few things that like I kind of helped with or like
I know
put,
that like
put input.
Logo placement, you were like all over that. Sweet, but that's your fucking specialty. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But you're right, exactly like how the fit, the feel, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like on you only pay attention to the negatives. That was a fucking great part of, and a beautiful example of like letting someone else bear the burden. Didn't even pay attention. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Because I knew that the product was something like essentially the product was to solve a problem for you, which was essentially all gym wear for you is too small and too lightweight.
Yeah.
So I knew that you knew what you wanted.
Yeah.
And I knew that you would make the right decisions in that.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I needed to be involved. Like,
sweet.
So like
it was still it was fun, but like getting you around,
I still enjoyed
like that. Loved you fucking trying on shirts and shit, doing all sorts. Yeah,
and you send me texts with photos of different colors and fucking like trying on different materials and fucking
all sorts of shit.
Or your mirror selfies with no pants on.
Yeah, that was literally the other day. I was gonna make that joke, then realized it literally happened 3 days ago.
Yeah. I was on the phone to you as well, and you were like, I don't have pants on, but like...
Have a photo? Yeah. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. No, but like just a beautiful example of both things. One, you only pay attention to the negatives and stuff. You overlook the good flow of things like that.
Yeah.
But again, complementary skill sets and letting someone bear the burden. Fucking hell. It's like we scripted this almost.
Yeah. Because, and I think it is super easy to get overwhelmed with responsibility.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a full-time thing. I think we both have the luxury of, I guess it's a bit of a double-edged sword. We have the luxury of our bills are paid because we work normal jobs.
Yeah.
That also means we have fairly limited time budget to get shit done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why shit takes 6 or 9 months to fucking find the shirt that we want.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's also no pressure of like, we have to have this released by this date because we need to start making money. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's it.
It just doesn't matter.
And again, we don't want to push anything out that is not 100%.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll not go there unless it's 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really like how we've approached this, where it's like nothing was rushed. Nothing is like, super stressful where like we have deadlines or like whatever. Because, we have that luxury of our day-to-day lives are paid for by a regular job.
Even down to like the tag changed its size by 3 mil. And that was like a full day in conversation stuff. But do not care. Do not care. It'll be what it needs to be before we release it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a big thing, like kind of moving forward from that as well, which we kind of touched on. And this is something that I think you're probably experiencing more than me with Sleeper. Mm-hmm. I think because potentially it's a little bit more your idea than it is my idea.
Yep.
Because like you basically brought the whole thing to me and went, this is my idea. And I went, sweet, I can work out
Let's do a thing.
I can like do the businessy behind the scenes shit for your idea, essentially. So I think you probably experienced this a little bit more than me with Sleeper, but this is something that I experience very heavily with Demo.
Yeah.
And it's just other people's perception of you. And I guess it's a little bit fear-based as well, where like, are people going to think I'm silly because I'm making shirts with, which I feel like you're probably getting this more with Sleeper. I'm pretty like chill with Sleeper because I'm like, I know it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
But for a long time with Demo, people thought that you owned Demo.
Yeah.
Because I was so faceless and I was so scared to like even let anybody know that I was doing this thing. But you were the one like gassing it up to everyone, that everyone thought that you owned it.
Yeah.
And I had to change like I had to put my fucking like Instagram tag in the bio of the Demo page because everyone thought it was you.
Yeah, I had people messaging me and stuff about it. I fucking remember who was it? It was Quinny being like, Alex's blog at Demo.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just because it's I guess the roles are reversed on it too. Is that I was just gassing it up, but like yeah.
And even though like I have skin in the game for Sleeper. It's kind of your idea. So it's, like roles are reversed a little bit where I'm like chilling and I'm like, this is going to be dope.
Yeah.
But like you're a bit more nervous about it.
Yeah. Yeah, very much. Because I guess in that sense of like, for the most, but like it's my, I don't know how to word
it's like
this.
your brainchild a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Where that was you for Denver, but I was just gassing my boy up. I was just happy to get out there. Because I remember talking to people at the park being like, follow this account, we'll film, we do shirt, all sorts of shit, get out there. Like,
and I was in the corner too scared to talk to anyone.
Fuck, man, I wish we could bring back some footage of those days, hey?
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at not being scared.
100%, yeah, for sure. You go out places without me now.
I know, it's crazy.
But yeah, very much so. I get that now.
I think that's especially when it is your brainchild and it's something that you've created and something that you have thought of.
Yeah,
there is a little bit of insecurity around of like, are people going to think that I'm silly?
Yeah. I think I'm quite good at being a shameless self promoter in that sense. Maybe not always shameless. Bit of shame in there sometimes. But a self-promoter in that sense of like, I will talk to every motherfucker in the gym. I literally happened today, seen a dude, and it wasn't even about sale. He was just had a really good form, and I wanted to be like, well done, man. Like, you're doing good. Because sometimes we need to hear that shit.
Yeah.
But often, like, if I see anyone's belly, I'm beeline of those motherfuckers like, immediately. And I do feel
this. I make big shirts.
Don't like your shirt? Look at this one. And I'll put my for the people listen. My arms are above my head, but and I'll lift my arms up. I'll do all sorts of stuff like that to be like this solves the problems that you have with clothing. But I still do. I will fake through that and then immediately hit the shit. Yeah. And then like that panic of they're going to go look at it now and then I'm going to be judged and all sorts of shit like that. Yeah. It's weird because for the most part, I generally don't give a fuck about things. But this one feels very different in the sense, again, this is my first public facing adventure. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking public.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a relatively normal thing to kind of experience, but there's a I think it was a Hormozy quote actually, where he talks about you like don't let people that are going to be insignificant to you in 5 years impact the decisions that are going to make you the like person you're going to be in 5 years. So I don't know if I said that very well, but
that's all right.
Essentially, like the plan that you have over the next 5 years in your business, basically the plan is to get to the point where the people that you're worried about judging you, they're going to be so insignificant by the time that you actually get there that their judgment means nothing anyway. So,
and that very much plays into what I mentioned at the start of I have this like success greed that I want it to do something good. So I'm like, I need this person to like me, but ultimately I don't.
Yeah.
I only need the people that are the select few that want the premium stuff, that want that degree or that like that higher quality thing. Yeah. They're the ones.
Yeah.
But again, like,
and it's good to define that as well. It's because if you go into a market saying I'm going to make a gym wear for everyone, it's now for no one.
Yeah, very much so.
Where we've defined the people that we are targeting, and so now we can target those people. Like it is still a bit of a scary like challenge for me at the moment to hit that like okay, it's not for you then, right? Like because part of you, I think part of it is you kind of just want to be accepted a little bit, you know what I mean?
I want it to be accepted.
Yeah. But I guess it's almost an extension of you to some degree. So like, and I think there is just some like natural urge to want to be accepted.
Yeah, very much so.
So, it definitely is a little bit scary being like, and that confidence we talked about as well, being like, this is the select group of people that this product is for. And if you're not in that select group of people, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it takes confidence to do that. Yeah.
It's like, it's funny that it's like the people that it's mostly lads, arguably every girl I've seen in it fucking crushed it. And they're pulling it off great. It's like, there's this like stigma with the dudes in it at the moment. Like you mentioned about, they're the first ones to like bring it down, and that makes me like, I get off. It's hard for me to get like drop that immediately and be like, right, it's not for you.
Yeah, it's hard to not take it personal.
Yeah,
it's real hard.
I'm working on it though. Yeah. Continuously better, but sure. I struggle with that. That's definitely one of the fears that I still hold on to.
Yeah, for sure. And I think roles are reversed a little bit between sleeper and demo, where I'm not worried about being like, I kind of have and because I have a little bit of distance from it as well, because it is, I guess it's more like your idea that we're bringing to life together. It's less of my idea. So it's easier for me to have the confidence to go, this is our select group of people. Yeah. Where when we talk about demo, it's the other way around, where you could easily go, well, fuck them. These are your clients. Fuck these other people. Yeah. But I'm like, but I just want everyone.
I've said that to cunts at the park before. Yeah. Fuck them. Yeah. But you're right, but it's heaps easier to be on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's just like kind of a natural thing that you kind of deal with, just because I don't think our brains are like necessarily evolved to be able to do that, to go, well, this is my select group of people. Because if you're not accepted by the tribe, you're dead. Yeah. Essentially, is how our brains work. So like, you want to be accepted by everyone, but that limits you in business more than it hinders more than it helps. Because can you imagine, right? Do you think Vans would be as a successful skate, BMX, action sports shoe, or even streetwear?
Yeah.
Do you think they would be as successful as they are if they were like, we're going to make shoes for everyone?
Yeah, no. No, not at all.
No, because they don't.
A good example
They don't make
that,
shoes for everyone.
What is a brand, and we use Kmart just as reference. What's a brand of shoe sold at Kmart?
Fuck, I don't know.
Exactly. But they're for everyone.
Emerson, I think, is their fucking in-store
You
brand.
literally could have said anything. I wouldn't have known. But like for that reason, exactly. Like I like a specific
Volley.
type of shoe. Do they sell the Kmart?
I don't fucking know.
But like I like cons, right? Cons are for like that. They have their market,
And they have an image.
and I'm one of them. And I fucking love their shit. I like their quality, so I will continue to go back and buy cons. Man, that's just what it is. But you're right. Yeah, very much so. All right, next one.
This is a big thing for me, is like it kind of ties into the perception of others as well, but I have this enormous fear of failing publicly. And there's also the fear of the higher you climb, the further you fall, and the more people see it.
Yeah.
So there's almost a little bit of fear in growing and moving forward, because it just makes you more and more visible to more and more people. And there's further to fall and there's more people to see it.
Yeah.
And that brings me unstuck greatly.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. I don't do it with the pod anymore. I used to get so fucking nervous when the pod would come out.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like just wouldn't check my phone. Would just be like, hide that shit away.
Yeah.
And then you'd go on social and our faces would just pop up on my For You page. And I'd be like, oh no, fuck off. Yeah. Just, I'm going to bed. It'd be fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. But I'm not like it now.
Yeah.
And this is because very much on a topic that I reckon you would have touched on if I didn't beat you to it. But is like the earn it is that our place here is to share our experience with stuff.
Yep.
Everything we say is factual to us and is true. So I don't feel weird about that at all now. If you don't like it, sweet, do your thing. If you do like it, listen, continue, and we'll share more shit. Yeah, that's right. I haven't yet got that with Sleeper, and every time a post comes out, I'm fucking nervous about it. I'm still scared of that. Like now it's in the public. If it goes down, everyone sees it type thing. I fucking hate that. Like I say hate, I still love it, but like I get scared now that like my friends are in it, family fucking in it now. Like in it being like they are amongst it and hit me up of when things are coming. Then you get people. I had a person that I haven't spoke to in years, man, reach out on the jumpers. He was like, tell me when. And I was like, yeah, sweet. Fuck, this is like the reach for this is going out now. And it makes me nervous. Even today I was like, who the fuck is this person called? And you're like, oh yeah, I know that person. Like still panics, man. It still, Sleeper still gets me in that now that public is going to see it. Yeah.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Is
do you have any more? Are you happy with my ramble on that?
No, is that public failure is a big one for me. And I think, again, that's something that everyone deals with, especially when they're new in business. And I'm not even new in business. I'm nearly 10 years deep into running businesses. And I still get that, like, failing publicly is scary to me.
Yeah, I've been fortunate that dealing with private business that you can fail and no one sees it.
Yeah, no one knows.
Super handy.
Yeah, sweep that one under the rug real quick.
No one's seen that one.
That's a big one for me.
I've seen you struggle hard on that. Very much on that. Like that now I do, like when you pick up like cool new brands and stuff, I see you panic hard on that. And like I understand, because you still want to deliver your premium product for demo, and it's fucking sick, man. And as an outsider, I'm like, man, but your shit's good. Like you'll be sweet. Like I trust your shit's dialed constantly. But I've seen you fucking sweat it at that hard, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially when it's stuff that's a bit outside of your comfort zone. And stuff has to be outside of your comfort zone or you're not growing.
Yeah.
But that gets me big when it's like, especially when I'm taking like a big steps out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
They like, rattle me a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think it just comes back to the concept of earning it. It's like, well, you will get that confidence from earning it.
Yeah.
When I deliver something to a client or when we start shipping sleeper stuff and everyone's fucking stoked on it, we have then earned the confidence to be like, well, fuck.
This is what's it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what it is. And everyone else is stoked about it.
Then we start a new line, a new something else, new set of fears. Let's go. Earn it again.
Yeah.
It is a continuous cycle that you need to have.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you're going backwards.
Oh, dude, I say this to you all the time, but I know I'm doing the right thing when I'm scared and excited.
Yeah.
That's the pocket for me.
Your bowels won't know what to do at that point. It's like, got a wee, got a poo. I'm fucking ready.
Yeah. But that's how I know I'm doing the right thing. If I'm pushing forward with anything in business or my personal life or whatever, if I'm excited about it, but it also scares me, that's where I need to be.
Hell yeah.
I feel like that's the most productive.
That's sick.
That's the most productive point for me.
I've heard that reference multiple times.
Yeah, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, cool.
Do you have anything else you want to touch on?
Just scroll down to my notes there. I feel like
Do you want them?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I got the laptop now. My first note says what Jack said. Lol. No, the not feeling I'm doing enough for the customer is definitely a fear that I have, in the sense of I want to remain the premium. I want to remain that select,
and you want the customer to be stoked.
Yeah. Because for so long, I just spoke nowhere near the mic then, my bad. For so long, I have wanted something like this and have never had it. So it would, mad gassy. I worry that I'm not going to be able to deliver, and then I'm going to fall in the same boat of the places that, or the businesses that I were disappointed by.
Yep.
Yeah, so that bothers me.
I think there's probably a small part of that as well, where you've probably seen other gym brands or like apparel brands or whatever, and you've seen them and you've gone, oh, that's fucking lame, or like that just looks shit, or like whatever, and you don't want to like, because we're obviously trying to like outdo the people that we've seen and think of shit, so you don't want to like try and shoot over them and then you fucking land in the basket with them and then now you're just the shit brand as well.
Very much so, man. And like I've been looking for a long time. I know maybe one brand that does something similar to what we're doing, but not the same.
Yeah. But also like it's gym wear. There's going to be other stuff that exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's going to be other brands that suit other people better. Like some people are going to prefer like a lighter, more athletic style thing.
Absolutely. There's definitely brands that cater to the majority a lot more. And for that sense, we're fuck the majority. It's the and so like that. See, that's where I start to get in my head and be like, should we be worrying about the majority? No,
but that's not where you... I think, especially with like the heavy oversized stuff, like this shirt that I've got on, I reckon we will have like a cool little overlap where it'll fall outside of gym wear and into streetwear a little bit as well. I think there'll be a cool little overlap there.
Yeah.
Because I know people that like aren't necessarily gym goers, but love like a good heavy oversized fit tee.
Yeah, very much so.
So... I think there'll be a little bit of like crossover there as well. But it'd be cool.
I would like that crossover in the sense of I feel comfortable in like that stuff.
Yeah.
So when I go out for my everyday, I just end up wearing the same thing because I don't have something that makes me feel comfortable that I can move in out in the wild.
In the real world.
Yeah. So like I definitely want to. I mean, like that's sort of where the black one comes in the sense of like...
Yeah, because it's a little bit different cut.
That's right. It's a different cut and it's a very complementing cut as well.
Yeah.
Still, but holding the same characteristics is you can move, you can sweat, you can be
and your belly's not
rough with
out of
it, and you will still be contained within the cut. Yeah. Which I like that we have that option.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to see the move on to that. The feeling like we don't belong constantly. That's
we can't touch on that.
Yeah, you got to sort of have that.
I feel like that's a lost the word. That is just a given part of progression, though.
Absolutely, yeah. Any adventure, you should feel a little bit like you don't belong because that's how you climb.
Yeah.
So
because if you always feel like you belong, you're not moving. Like you're just the big fish in the little pond. Then like you gotta be the little fish in the big pond, and then you're gonna outgrow that pond. Like you're gonna keep moving forward.
The ponds are continuous.
Yeah,
there is a surplus of ponds. Yeah. A good one, which I touched on at the start, is that feeling like I'm being used. I'm worried that I'm not worried, but I
don't think you would allow it would happen. But I think maybe your concern is more so that like you're just going to have people that you kind of know come out of the woodwork and be like, "Oh, hook us up, bro," and you're like, "No."
Yeah, it's very. It's similar with the pod as well. Of like people being like, right, well now it's a platform for me. No, can't.
Yeah,
this is. I'm happy to support you as you start your own platform, but it's not.
Yeah,
this isn't. You see a lot. And I'm sure that anyone that's started any sort of venture will see
you do have people come out of the woodwork that want to use your thing as a springboard to propel themselves forward.
How quickly your friends see you as stepping stones is fucking phenomenal. Real quick, whilst I'm saying this, if any of my friends feel triggered by this, it's probably you. I mean it at no one, but if you are feeling triggered, you might be the person. I mean, I'm not shy of calling any motherfucker out by name. So, but like, I've got no one immediately in mind. But I'm a firm believer if the shoe fits, lace that bitch up. But I still want to be seen as me, I guess, where that is like, I don't want to. I fucking hate being that person. I have an analogy here for you that might work. You were the dirt bike person. So then everyone was like, oh, we can ride bikes at Jack's, or Jack will be able to help us with a bike. No, cunt. Just come hang out because you fucking like me, not because I have stuff.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. And I worry about that because it's really fun finding out who your fake friends are, and or your fake circle is a prick of a time. So that's always, I have that. That's not just a fear with sleep or anything,
just
but with everything that I try and do to move forward of who is here for me, who is here for just the sake of it. When I was thinking about this question, I have a mate named Imram. Imram, I owe a lot of credit to. I don't think he would ever listen to this because he's just a free dude that doesn't stand still or listen to anything that I know of. But he has a lot of credit to giving me confidence to start business. He was the person that built the confidence for me to do Oxen. He was the person who was like, just fucking do it. He is a very well-established investor that does good for himself and just all over the place. He started a chartering company called Fake Charter because he wanted to go out fishing with his mates but pretend that it was a business. But it was a legitimate business called Fake Charter, and he lives his life. He's really good. He once told me that he was afraid of dating or meeting anyone, because he was unsure if they were there for him or there for his assets. So he used to drive around in like an old Camry, and actually the BT is who I got the BT off. So he used to just drive around in like shitty cars. And just look like he would always wear like old trackies and shit. And this man, very well-established, wealthy man, and would always dull it down just so the people around him were the real people. And that's always been in my head of how many fake people are around for that reason.
I feel like you can pick that out relatively quick, to be fair.
There's some real good cunts at pretending sometimes, I guess, hey? And I just worry, like, because I feel like I'm good at that. But what about the time that I'm not? So that throws me off a bit as well. I mean, financials, I've not been concerned with financials with Sleeper. We were smart when we went into it. We knew that everything we were putting in, we were ready to lose. So, like, again, we have unhealthy bike spending habits. A couple of K on fucking a business won't change anything.
Well, and I think that's something that we
were smart to do.
We didn't, and that's part of the reason why Sleeper took as long as it did to get up and going, because we were like, sweet, we know how much money we need. We'll wait until we have that money spare, essentially. We're not going to put money in that we can't afford to lose, like all of those things. And so like now we don't have that. There's not that level of stress where it's not like, fuck, we need to make this money back so I can pay rent. Like it's not, I quite enjoyed how we've gone about the whole thing and how we've got it all set up. I think is like
very much so.
The least stressful that like I've had from launching a business.
Give it time.
Yeah.
But no, that's pretty much it for like my point of it. It's been it's been fun. Yep. I'm at that like that fucking teetering point now where I want it to go, but I know that as soon as everything goes live, that's where I'll be the most worried.
Yeah. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I'm like, it's been 5 minutes and there hasn't been a sale. Yeah. And then I start fucking, I'll just nope out for a little bit. We'll just launch it on a Friday so I can't have my phone on me when we record and then no one will know. Yeah. But yeah, and like, I see like similar things in other people that have started ventures. It doesn't even have to be business, but like just ventures themselves out for things. Is ventures the right word?
Yep.
Because I've said it 4 times now. Imagine if it was wrong. No, it was actually a slur. But yeah, so you see it quite often in other people as well.
Definitely. I think it's a pretty natural reaction to have.
I think it's a good reaction to have because it means you give a fuck.
Yep.
There's your laptop, sir.
Thank you.
But yeah, which is a handy place to be. Because
you need to give a fuck.
Imagine if you just didn't care about any of it.
Well, then your business wouldn't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't care, if you truly did not care, we wouldn't have been on the phone to the bank today.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
When the website's live, you wouldn't care enough to fucking. All right, let's make some posts. Let's start pushing some stuff. Yeah. Let's start posting links on the story. Let's
spell check Alex's fucking writing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You would just leave that.
You'd just be like,
fly.
Nah.
Yeah.
We got a garage full of t-shirts. Fucking.
Yeah. Just cut sick.
Yeah. If you didn't care, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah. 100%.
So you have to give a fuck.
I'm pumped, man.
There you go. That's today's lesson. You have to give a fuck.
Yeah. Have you got a fun quote for us?
That's the fun quote. You have to give a fuck.
You have to give a fuck. Right. Done.
All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we appreciate everyone's messages. If you're enjoying the pod, please give us a share. It helps a lot when people are kind of like sharing out the podcast. It really helps us get like some traction and get stuff moving. So we've been really enjoying it, and we appreciate everyone that's shared so far. And
absolutely love the feedback as well.
Yeah,
for both demo, Sleeper, pod, Sleeper, all of it. It's fucking sweet. Love hearing about it. Episode 10's next.
Holy shit.
May have a guest on, may not.
We'll see.
So cryptic. All right, guys. Enjoy. Love yous. Have fun.
Peace.